Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the narcissist is insatiable. By insatiable, what I'm trying to say, there is nothing that you can offer them or you can give to them will ever be enough. So they are going to drain you. They are going to drain you physically. They are going to drain you spiritually. They are going to drain you financially. And you're going to pour and pour and pour until there's nothing else left to pour. And the only thing left to pour is pouring back into yourself. Now you see, the narcissist is like a balloon. You will be blowing into the balloon all the air that you have, okay? And you will be pouring into someone that is already empty from the inside. So there is nothing inside of them. They are hollow. When you want to open up a narcissist, you realize that there's nothing inside of them. There's nothing there. It's just somebody soulless, something like an empty shell, somebody who, regardless of how much you want to give them, it is not going to be enough. So it's not a coincidence that you have left a narcissist and you are already struggling financially. And it's even going to be worse if those narcissists was your parents, for example, and they had a lot of power, money, and they was giving you all these things and whatever. It's going to be a little bit harder in that case scenario, because now you unplug from these people and you're going to go out there. You're going to start from the beginning. So you're going to start from scratch and you're going to now create your own abundance. The only way a narcissist will give you something is when they want you to stick around longer, even permanently, if need be, if it's necessary. They want you to be around longer, so they can give you some things. I'm talking about the ones who are there. There are some narcissists who are wealthy. They have money, they have a lot of power, they are big companies and whatever. They can only give you as long as you are around. But the moment you detach, they are also going to cut the funding. So it's not that business whereby they say, okay, so because you've decided to walk away and they are going to keep on supporting you and this and this. No, it doesn't work like that. With a narcissist, when you decide to exit, relationship, situationship, family, whatever, they are going to cut the supply. So they are going to cut the funding. In cases whereby it's just a regular, ordinary situationship, relationship, or whatever, so you may find sometimes you are an individual who works too hard. You work very hard. You have a job. You go do your job. You put in your everything. You even work overtime. And you're going to realize that no matter how much money you make, that money is not going to be enough to sustain that situationship. Because even in some case scenarios, you may find a narcissist that is pulling back a little bit. So when they see that you guys are in a situationship and your everything is established, they're going to pull back from the finances. So they may sometimes get, let's say, if there was like doing overtime, they may start seeing them doing like half of the time, or sometimes you might find them, they are sitting alone. They are sitting at home. They're not even going to work because you're putting in the work, so they're going to lay back and wait for the rewards. I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, and when it comes to finances, this one is even more serious, because a narcissist is going to crumble your finances to that degree you have not seen before. You will never understand where your money is going. You will never understand. You can give them your credit cards. Okay, go do some shopping if you want. They are going to go and they are going to come back and they have already drained everything out of your credit cards. All of you guys, you know these things, what I'm talking about. If you're the man who is, you're good in bed, it does not matter how much sex you want to offer the narcissist, is not enough. You can give them all the sex you think you have in your mind, in your body, and your soul. But it's not enough. You may think that you had the best sex last night. The next day, you're going to catch them in somebody's bed, or you're going to catch them cheating or cheating somewhere else. There is nothing. You cannot, I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot satisfy a narcissist. So it's why you see a lot of times in these relationships, narcissistic relationships, you're going to see a lot of cheating going on. Cheating here and cheating there. You catch them with a guy, you catch him with a woman, all those kind of things. They're going to be cheating behind your back. Because you see, with a narcissist, you're pouring into an empty bucket. You're pouring into an empty bucket with holes. You're pouring into a bucket with holes. Let's say it that way. You're pouring into a bucket with holes. So whatever it is you're pouring in is coming out from the other side. Okay? You can go and buy them a very good phone. There's a new one that came out in town where you buy it. You can go and buy them the next car, beautiful one, nice car. They're going to ask you for the next one. Oh, there's another one that came out. You have just bought that car last week. You bought the car last week. You was almost sure that they will not ask you anything. In 2 weeks, they've already seen another one that is better than that one. So they're going to put you on pressure to buy them the next one. It is a dress, they will ask for the next one. The phone, they're going to ask for the next one. Sex, you will give them the sex. You have even slept with them maybe 3-4 times a day. The next day, they are sleeping with somebody else. So when you're dealing with an narcissist, you have to be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. I understand sometimes you don't know these things, you don't know how it goes. You don't know who they are, you're not properly educated about these people, you don't understand everything, you don't know their playbook. But when you start understanding their playbook, the next time you run into a narcissist, you already know the entire script of the playbook. You know their script properly, so you know what to expect. So in other words, you are not going to engage with an individual when you already know how their game works and how their game goes. That's how it is. So you will not pour into those people and you think that they have enough and everything is okay, and all of a sudden they're going to be contented. They're going to be contented in those first few months, during those love bombs and everything. They can be contented. They're going to show you that they're contented. Oh, I'll never cheat on you. You are nice and everything. This and this is what they will be telling you. But in a few days, you're going to see is the complete opposite of what they said. They are not contented. They will never be contented. They're always yearning and asking for more. Nothing you can offer a narcissist is enough. So if you're a person who is in a narcissistic relationship, that's the reason why you're drained energetically, because there is not a lot of energy you can give that is going to be enough for them. Not any sex you will give is enough for them. There is no amount of money you will give a narcissist. You can give a narcissist $1 million. In the next week, they have squandered all the money. You don't even know what they did with the money, and they want the next $1 million. So it doesn't matter, okay? Because you see, you're dealing with a very unhealthy individual. You're dealing with an individual who only understands how to take. And it doesn't matter what they take from anyone, it is never, never enough. A narcissist is a very, very insatiable individual, okay? I'm sure that many of you guys resonate with this video. Let us know what you think about the video in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, catch you guys in my next one. Theyre signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.